Good morning everybody. Myself Satwan Singh Chima, lecturer from Government Polytechnic Girls Patiala. Today's our topic is functions and their limits and problems. But today's our topic is only for trigonometric functions. Here we will discuss only limits of trigonometric functions and we take relevant problems with these trigonometric functions. So, first of all we start with limits of trigonometric functions. Our topic is limits of trigonometric functions. Now, first limit is limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x is equal to 1, and second limit x tends to 0 tan x upon x is equal to 1. These limits are called standard limits. So, these limits are called standard limits. Because if we take sin x, sin 0 is 0 upon x, 0 upon 0 is an indeterminate form, but when we take its limit as x approaches to 0, x approaches to 0 means it is just approaching to 0, it is very nearly equal to 0. ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ 0 ਦੇ slightly greater ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, slightly smaller ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, but it is not exactly equal to 0. So, in this case we have written two limits. These two limits are called standard limits. From these limits we may write two more corollaries. Corollary number 1, limit x tends to 0 x upon sin x is equal to 1, and number 2, limit x tends to 0 x upon tan x, it is again equal to 1. Because it is very easy the derivation of these corollaries, because limit x tends to 0 x upon sin x, it can be written as limit x tends to 0 1 upon sin x upon x. So, it becomes equal to 1 upon limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x, it will be equal to 1 upon 1 is 1. So, using these two standard limits sin x upon x and tan x upon x, along with two corollaries x upon sin x, x upon tan x, we may solve certain number of problems, certain number of questions with the help of these two standard limits. तो ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹ ਦੋ ਹੀ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਲਿਮਿਟਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ sin x upon x tan x upon x ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ यूज़ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ to solve different questions related with trigonometric related with limits of trigonometric functions. So, first of all, as we have written two limits, limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x equal to 1. Second is limit x tends to 0 tan x upon x again equal to 1. Here we must note that the angle must be in radian. Angle must be in radian. Here angle must be in in radians. So, sin x, when x angle x is in radians, we may apply this limit, we may use this standard limit. So, whenever x is not in radians, for example, if it is written in degrees, angle is in degrees, we convert into radians. For example, limit x tends to 0 sin x degree upon x. Here angle is in degrees, but we have to convert this into radians. For this, to convert degrees into radians, we multiply pi upon 180, pi x upon 180 upon x. So, make in the standard form, ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਫਾਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, sin pi x upon 180 upon pi x upon 180. So, here we multiply with pi upon 180 and divide by pi upon 180. Then it becomes pi upon 180 is constant number, we can take it outside. Limit x tends to 0 sin pi x upon 180 upon pi x upon 180. So, as x tends to 0, pi x upon 180 will also tends to 0. So, this becomes standard limit sin x upon x. So, its value is pi upon 180 multiplied by 1. So, pi upon 180. So, limit of this question when x tends to 0 sin x degree upon x is equal to pi upon 180. It is not equal to 1 because here angle was not in radians, it was in degrees. So, whenever angle is in degrees, we must have to change this into radians. So, this is the example when angle is not in radians and it was in degrees. Then we may take another question, another example. Here another example, question is limit x tends to 0 tan 5x upon tan 5x tan 5x upon tan 7x. So, we have to find limit when limit x tends to 0, tan 5x upon tan 7x. First of all ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਲਿਮਿਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ tan 5x upon 5x tan 7x upon so here we have multiplied 5x and divided by 5x multiplied by 7x and divided by 7x. So, here it becomes x is cancelling with x. So, 5 upon 7 can be taken outside and other limit will change to two limits. Limit x tends to 0, tan 5x upon 5x, limit x tends to 0, 7x upon tan 7x. So, 1 1. So, answer is 5 upon 7 because in this question there was not in standard form, tan 5x upon tan 7x was not in standard form. To change this into standard form, we multiply 5x and same time divide 5x, we divide by 7x and multiply with 7x. So, again 5x upon 7x, x is cancelling with x, we left with 5 upon 7. When we take 5 upon 7 outside, we get this limit into two limits and these two limits are standard limits as I told you, tan x upon x and x upon tan x is equal to, they are equal to 1 when x tends to 0, when x tends to 0. ਜਦੋਂ x ਦੀ value 0 ਹੋਏਗੀ, both the limits are equal to 1. So, in this way we can solve such type of question. Now, I take another type of example. Another example question is limit x tends to pi by 4, pi by 4 sin x minus cos x, sin x minus cos x upon x minus pi by 4. Now, in this question limit x tends to pi by 4, it not tends to 0. First of all, we apply substitution, we apply put method to change this into as x tends to 0. So, if I put x is equal to pi by 4 minus put pi by 4 plus h, then h tends to 0 as x tends to as x tends to pi by 4. So, limit will change, h tends to 0, in place of x pi by 4 plus h minus cos pi by 4 plus h upon whole upon pi by 4 plus h minus pi by 4. Now, limit will remain same, h tends to 0. Here we apply sin a plus b, formula sin a plus b, according to that sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Same way, applying formula cos a plus b, it will be cos a cos b minus cos minus sin a sin b. Sin a sin b, this was h. So, in denominator we left with h only, okay. We left with h only. Now, again sin pi by 4 sin pi by 4 1 upon under root 2 cos h plus 1 upon under root 2 sin h minus 1 upon under root 2 cos h minus plus 1 upon under root 2 sin h whole divided by h. Now, this both are cancelling, 1 upon under root 2 cos h minus 1 upon under root 2 cos h, and this becomes limit x tends to 0, 1 upon under root 2 plus 1 upon under root 2, 2 upon under root 2 sin h upon h. Now, 2 upon under root 2 can be taken outside, it becomes under root 2 only. Limit h tends to 0, sin h upon h is equal to under root 2 1 is equal to under root 2. So, in this question limit was not approaching to 0, but when we apply substitution we may get limit as h tends to 0, then applying simple trigonometry sin a plus b and cos a plus b, we get the simplified form, and again we get standard form of the limit. So, limit of this question is comes out to be under root 2. So, इसका जड़ा है आंसर अंडर रूट 2 आ गया. Now, Then we take another question. Question is limit x tends to 0 limit x tends to 0 tan x minus sin x. Tan x minus sin x upon x cube. Now again we apply trigonometry. It becomes sin x upon cos x minus sin x upon x cube. Limit x tends to 0. Now taking sin x as common, sin x common, here 1 minus sin 1 minus sin x cos x, and sin x was common, and here x cube can be written in as x and x square. Now again this becomes standard limit sin x upon x, and limit x tends to 0 2 sin square x upon 2 upon x square. So again first limit is standard limit sin x upon x, its value is 1, and from second limit 2 can be taken as 2 common, 2 जड़ा है common आ जाएगा, sin square sin x upon 2, here x upon 2 whole square. So here we are dividing by 1 upon 2 whole square. If we are dividing by 1 upon 2 whole square, we will multiply 1 upon 2 whole square. अगर असी 1 upon 2 ਦੇ square ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ divide ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ 1 upon 2 ਦੇ square ਨਾਲ multiply भी करांगे. After doing this 1 upon 4 can be taken outside. Limit x tends to 0 sin x upon 2 whole upon x upon 2 the square, it becomes equal to 1 upon 2 into 1. So limit will be 1 upon 2. Again question was very simple. First of all we have applied trigonometry because tan x is equal to sin x upon cos x, and then taking cos x as LCM, then taking cos x as LCM, here it was cos x because cos x is cos x, because when x tends to 0 cos x, the value of cos x is 1. So we left with 2 sin square x upon 2 whole upon x square, and then again we got the standard limit sin x upon 2 upon x upon 2, because when x approaches to 0 x upon 2 will also approaches to 0. Here we may write x upon 2 also approaches to 0. X upon 2 will approach to 0 as x approaches to 0. So in this way we can do such type of question. Then we may take another example, another question. Question is limit x tends to 0 tan 3x minus tan 3x minus sin x whole divided by, not sin x, it was 2x, it was 2x, it was minus 2x, 3x minus sin square x. Now again question is same. We try to take these two limits, tan x upon x equal to 1 when x tends to 0 and limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x is equal to 1. So here first of all limit x tends to 0 we multiply by 3x and divide by 3x. Here minus 2x. Same way for denominator minus sin square x upon we divide by x square and same time we multiply by x square. sin square x ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ upon x square ਤੇ x square ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ multiply ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ standard form ਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. Now from numerator and denominator it's very clear x is common. If x is common we left with 3 tan 3x upon 3x minus 2 and whole upon 3 minus x sin x upon x whole square, because x is common from numerator and denominator, and then applying limit of the numerator x tends to 0 3 tan 3x upon 3x minus 2 and whole upon limit x tends to 0 3 minus x sin x upon x the whole square. So this again it is the standard limit 3 into 1 minus 2 and again 3 minus 0 into 1. So we left with 3 minus 2 upon 3, it will be equal to 1 upon 3, because sin x upon x is 1, but when x tends to 0, value of x is 0. So, 0 into 1 for denominator, and for numerator it is very simple. When x tends to 0, 3x will also tends to 0. So, the according to standard limits, tan 3x upon 3x, value of this limit is 1. 3 into 1 minus 2, it becomes 1, and denominator is 3. So, limit of this question is when x tends to 0 is 1 upon 3. In this way, we may take another example of limits. Another question on limits question is limit x tends to 0